Southwest Western Australia is designated as one of 36 global biodiversity hotspots. But WA's natural assets are rapidly being destroyed through clearing for industry and housing. Lots of flora and fauna are now extinct or in decline. Including the WA Wheatbelt Eucalypt woodlands, which are now EPBC listed as critically endangered. Less than 10% of these eucalypt woodlands have survived the clearing. The 18 million hectare WA wheatbelt stretches from north of Geraldton to Esperance in the south. Unfortunately, the best agricultural soils are the eucalypt woodlands, containing salmon gum, wandoo and York gums. This is why they're now critically endangered. Problems from rising temperatures and drying landscapes are now escalating because of the lack of remnant vegetation cover. Conserving and replanting our eucalypt woodlands will really help WA into the future. Let's have a look at some of these WA Wheatbelt Eucalypts. The salmon gum is probably the most iconic tree of the WA Wheatbelt environment. Often seen towering along roadsides or alone in paddocks, this majestic tree's bark turns salmon during the summer. Salmon gums are tall single trunk trees with some reaching 30 metres tall. They have glossy green leaves and small creamy white flowers. Their distinctive form with umbrella canopy is a marvel. And their striking salmony trunks during the hotter summer months are the reason for their name. Visitors to the WA Wheatbelt always remark on the beauty and grandness of the salmon gums. Salmon gum woodlands were once expansive across the WA Wheatbelt. But now highly fragmented and confined to small remnant pockets and reserves, including road and rail reserves. These remnant corridors act as the last link for native wildlife to move through the landscape. Road reserves are often only one tree thick. Salmon gums don't seem to naturally regenerate as readily as we could hope. So once these trees die or get chopped down, there is nothing to replace them. Road and rail remnant corridors have been victim to road widening and chemical damage. Chemical misuse led to thousands of mature salmon gums dying along a rail corridor in 2014. This is not how we should be valuing these beautiful salmon gums. Wheatbelt towns like Mora are nestled in salmon gum woodland. Giving the town a unique character and providing many environmental, social and economic benefits. Yet more and more trees are being removed in these towns for various reasons and not being replanted elsewhere. Paddock trees are the latest victim of the chop due to the use of GPS-driven farm machinery. Yet these paddock trees contain the tools for pest control and pollination for crops, as well as shade for stock, especially during long hot summers, which are increasing due to the changing climate. These old salmon gums also provide hollows for the endangered Canopy's black cockatoos. Salmon gums need to be at least 150 years old to start forming hollows. The Canopys need us to act now before their numbers dwindle further and they go extinct. Other native creatures rely on intact eucalypt woodlands too, such as this echidna. They forage the woodlands for their diet of ants and termites. Australian plants too have evolved a need for eucalypt woodlands to be in good condition. Amazing native plants such as orchids have evolved a symbiotic relationship with the soil in the woodlands. These orchids won't grow anywhere else, so once these woodland trees are destroyed, so are these wondrous orchids. So what other eucalypt species are there in the northern WA Wheatbelt region? Wandoo is a majestic wheatbelt tree which grows on the gravel loam country and is often seen on rocky ridges. This tree is also called white gum due to its striking ghost white bark. It often prolifically blooms and is cherished by beekeepers for honey production. Wandoo and salmon gums can look similar, but viewing in summer will help as their trunks are at maximum colour. Large expanses of Wandoo woodland are rare now, so the remnant woodland left should be cherished. The York gum can be thought of as the workhorse of the WA wheatbelt. It's found throughout the wheatbelt and has many uses, including stabilising land and providing stock shelter. York gums can have single or multi-stems and its gnarly bark is unmistakable. Wheatbelt creeks are often lined with York gums, often mixed in with salmon gums, Wandoo or flooded gums. Gimlet is a standout WA wheatbelt woodland tree. It has a beautiful bronze fluted trunk and was dubbed the sexy eucalypt after winning Eucalypt of the Year in 2021. Gimlets make a good addition to gardens, providing shade and stunning colours. They are also useful out in the paddock as beneficial insect attractors and providing stock shade. Endemic to the WA wheatbelt, mottle car is one of the most striking and revered eucalypts of Australia. It produces huge red flowers which are contrasted by silver powdery foliage. Although not officially classed as threatened, this magnificent eucalypt isn't that common anymore. The rose mallee is a jaw-dropping eucalypt which is rare and under threat from extinction in the WA wheatbelt. Its remaining habitat is reduced to only a few hundred trees in a couple of spots in the northern WA wheatbelt. Its natural wild existence is likely doomed to extinction, which is a sad future for this native treasure. So what can we do to protect and increase the extent of native eucalypt woodland in the WA wheatbelt? The most important is to protect all remaining eucalypt woodlands, however big or small. Revegetate riparian areas to reduce erosion and salinity and allow native wildlife to move through the landscape better. Return unproductive farmland to native eucalypt woodland and native vegetation. Local landcare groups can help with projects and funding to put the bush back. A worthy example to demonstrate this is happening with the glorious but endangered Mount Yule gum. This rare gum has had its population on one farm at least quadruple because of action to repopulate it. A partnership with the farmer, landcare group, local native eucalypt grower and local Yuin Aboriginal people obtained funding from the state government to collect and process seed to grow hundreds of Mount Yule gum seedlings. This project isn't huge in terms of hectares on the ground, but it shows what can be achieved if the community works together to put the bush back. So what is the future for the WA Eucalypt woodlands? We are lucky to live surrounded by these magnificent natural assets which have been here for millennia. How many of these eucalypt species or hectares of woodland will be left in 20 or 50 years? Or will it be down to the last couple of trees standing? Hopefully, we'll make the right choice to love our eucalypts more.